Okay. Let's see if I can get this to work properly. There we go. That should work. I feel like this should be in like dark mode though. I feel like I should also make it bigger so it might be readable on stream, although I realized that I actually had, hold on my streaming setup, because I'm still showing the chat, which I probably shouldn't show because I've got it over here because I need to be able to look at it in case somebody actually looks. So we're still in the middle of adjusting this area. Let me try to get the mic closer to me because you're not going to be able to not hear drums because I can't adjust volume on that. That's just Jamie playing drums, so should be able to hear me. Okay, so these need to get rotated, I think. So I think we're going to do this like this or something. Something like that. So that'll go up there. We'll put one of these in front and one of these on the side. That'll be something like this. I really don't know whether this is going to be a shortcut back or how that's going to work. Thinking that these puzzles would go up next, at least on the left. So it might function like that. And I have to actually rotate this panel. Of course, I need to rotate all the colors, not the other things. It'd be nice if I had that set up to work, but it's going to be like 2, 2, and then 3, 3, and then like 2, 2, and then like 3, 3, and then like something like that, probably. I don't know exactly what it was before, but it's just got to be close enough. So those will go, yeah, up here. So I have this little section, and then there's this guy here. That you can solve if you know what you're doing. Except that something's weird. I'm not entirely sure why. Could be because it's at weird random position. I'm not sure why it is though. Why is it this 59002 thing? Like, what is going on here? Why is everything... Oh, God. That's why it screwed up last time. I remember now. Because I was trying to adjust for the fact that everything's at this weird, odd position because the root for the whole area is at a weird odd position. And I don't know how to adjust it without screwing everything up, because let's see if I go look at the root for this area. It's at this 34.9 instead of at some actual reasonable position. It's right here. The problem is if I move this, then that will jack all this other stuff up, because, well, they get moved relative to that. And it should be at a whole number or a half, not at a 0.9. That's what's causing all the weirdness. I guess I could do a new empty, pull it out of this area. If possible, it would be nice if I could maybe do that. Okay. I could call that area root. Nice puzzles area 2. Something like that. This is called the dice counting. Okay, so rather than letting that be a weird position, let us go 34, 35, -6. And then let's add like a snap, so that we snap to half numbers. Okay, then I should be able to put this inside of that and pull all of this out, and hopefully it won't do anything weird when I do that. Okay, it didn't. So that should allow me to have things like this be at non-weird positions again. Because there's some weirdness with the math where it was getting weird. Save that because it looks okay. So now I don't think I get any weirdness, so that's good. Although it does look, well, no, that's lined up right. Okay. So then you solve this the other way, and you can get through. So that would sort of be a gate on knowledge, where you'd have to kind of have figured this out to do that. You have the option of doing this. The question is, what does that get you? Not entirely sure. Still dropping frames occasionally, which is kind of annoying. I'm not sure what to do about that. It's just down to my bad phone internet, I guess. Okay, so the big question would be, when you go up here, what do you end up in? Do you end up in this area and then this area? Is that how that works? Seems like the obvious thing to do, I guess, so to speak. So like put that there, and then have then I would do something like... my shoulder, I just pulled my shoulder in a weird way. So let's pull that over there for a second. And then this would go up here. Which is this pillar, basically. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how I should organize this, but something like that's fine. Yeah, so then you have this set of puzzles here. You come up here and do, you can do this one, or you could do this one if you wanted to, although this one's optional. You go up here, and then you got this meta puzzle set. Like I missed this wall. I don't know that I guess I do need it because it goes here. Okay, so you can go do this meta puzzle set. You can get over here pretty easy. And over there, something like this makes sense, possibly. Rather than what's there. So I didn't really feel like what was there was that rewarding. It's not bad, but it's kind of basic. So if instead I put like this over here, so that you got through here and did this set of puzzles, which I have no idea what's going on with this wire, or why it's all the way this way. But whatever. So it just goes like this, and like this. And like that. Okay, so yeah, so I've got that set up. I should probably go further down that little wall there. It looks a bit odd the way it is. I guess you could do this too, that would be okay. And just kind of lead that down there and lead this there. Something like that. I don't know how good that is, but it is what it is. So then that can be like water inlet here, and then that goes up and over, and you've got that. Yeah, that seems okay, because then I have that, and then I can move to this. This set would go down here, and you'd have kind of a set of those kind of puzzles. Alright. I need to grab a drink. need some water too. Let me grab some water. Okay. So, all right. Let's try to figure out what's going on as far as these. So this guy's optional. This guy is not optional, but you do have to. There's still movement bugs with these. It's really annoying. I'm fixing to just disable the corner rounding just to fix that. Whoa, okay. Let me make that a little bigger so it's readable. I'm not sure where corner rounding is, but yeah, it's something here with this. Then we've got corner rounding here, which I've got a to-do on. It's like, please fix this so this doesn't bug you sin. Okay, because I somehow think that it would actually work just fine with no bugs if I turned off the corner rounding. Yeah, I think that the corner rounding is actually the source of basically all of my movement bugs. Even though, like, I want to have corner rounding, I would rather have no movement bugs. So I'm just going to turn it off for now so that I don't have any bugs where you hit a thing and it doesn't work. Okay, so my chat's not open. Not that there's any chat, but I didn't post it in the Discord, I guess. I don't know whether I should. Okay, so the easy thing would be to get here, right? The question is whether this is too easy at the point that you've gotten here. And it probably is. So leads me to feel like this should actually be, like, alongside the bottom there. Or possibly along this way. That might make more sense to take this and put it over here, and then put this over here. Yeah, I think that probably makes more sense. So you have the option to do that if you are clever enough, but if not, then you can just go ahead and do this other bit over here. So this would sort of work like that. You would have an option here. I don't know whether I will have a door open up, but it might be this puzzle instead that you can solve to get up there. But in any case, something like this. And then I gotta reverse the order. Oh, that's the problem though, is I always, like, the nice thing is having this parallel to this. Like, if I had that parallel to that, that would be ideal. I don't know any way to actually do that right now, though. Other than rotate this whole thing to where it's 90 degrees that way, this part. And then you can go through here and then go over. Might work. Just can't decide. Whether to go here, have that unlock something down here. That's probably what I should do. I should probably have this not do anything, and then move all this into reverse order, which is surprisingly not going to be that easy. I never did post it to the Discord group. I'm going to do that real quick. Let me just show myself in this horrible messy house. Hold on. Trying to see if anybody wanted to watch. If they do, then great. If they don't, then whatever. Let's go back to what we're doing. Okay, so I gotta reverse the direction of all these, which is kind of annoying. I feel like these could also be like way closer together. I'm gonna do that to begin with. I don't need any of these wires, so I'm just going to kill the wires. And then move this. Because I don't feel like, until I fix the panel position stuff to where I can overlap panels, I don't feel like I should be sticking panels very far away if I've got a bunch of them in a row. So that will be those panels. I actually probably don't need a wire, so we'll just forget the wire for now. Those are all out of order. Hey, how's it going, Corey? Hopefully I'm audible. My girlfriend Jamie's playing drums in the other room, so I don't know how much those are picking up on the stream. Okay. So that's probably how I want to do that. Okay, good. Because uh-oh, null reference. Null reference. Something's null referencing. Okay, so it's one of the puzzle panels. I don't think okay, it's puzzle panel 142. Excuse me. Where is 142? This guy. So it's just because I had that wired up still. So I think that's the only one. Oops. Well, so what I'm in the middle of right now is ordering puzzles for this area. So that there's some kind of reasonable progression for things. I don't know whether I want to have this one here, though. It might be good to have it, though. Okay. As you can see, this area is kind of a wreck right now. There's just puzzles everywhere because I'm kind of reorganizing them. Because the new thing that I've added is these different colored dots here. Before they were all kind of like one color, I guess, essentially. So now there's these multicolored ones, and you kind of get to this point, and then this branches off. And the idea is just kind of a meta puzzle here. It's fairly easy to solve it and get over this way. So there'll be something over here that kind of is intermediate, and it's somewhat harder to solve it and get up there, so that should probably be kind of whatever the end is. But it's not really clear whether you put this before this, because you could theoretically do these. You can probably know enough to guess, but there's, yeah, it's just not clear which one comes before the other, so I just kind of have to do one. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what to do here. It might make sense to put this one going down here, because a minute ago I had this set up to where you'd have this puzzle you'd have to solve to get through here. It's kind of hard because it doesn't show the actual puzzles in unless I'm in play mode. So you'd have to solve this one to get through here, which is kind of is fine, but you know, it's set up such that you have to solve it twice to get through there, which is intended to teach you something specific. But it's annoying if that's the only path back, because then you always have to resolve it to get back. It might be okay, but I had an alternative, which was this one, as one to get back, and so used to that was like right alongside that. So I don't know if I want to have it work like that or not. Or have a separate puzzle to get back that's kind of further along. Anyway, let's try to figure out what we're doing here. Set up some stuff. So if I just set this up here, then that would definitely be a puzzle that you'd have to go through to get down this way. And that's maybe okay. I think that's right anyway. Sometimes I try to have puzzles where you like you would have the option, let me like unsolve everything and go back to the start. I do need to set up some kind of fast travel thing so that I, well, both for the case where the game's going to have the ability for you to fast travel between different areas, but also for me when I'm testing, and it's annoying that I have to walk all the way back to places. So many puzzles. Okay, so like I said, sometimes I like to have the possibility that if you wanted to, you could skip this and go here and just do this, but what you need to know to do this is kind of in these puzzles, and that would sort of be the same thing here where you could go down here and do this, but what you need to know is kind of in these puzzles. You might be able to guess, but if you did, then I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. This is what playtesting is for, because I don't really know whether people will be able to guess that stuff, or where people will go when they're given the opportunity to like go here or anywhere you want to go. I'm not sure what people will do, but I guess that works as far as letting you go down here. And then the next thing that would make sense there would be some of these, but I gotta figure out which ones. So I need to go up that way. Look at those puzzles. Because those are the ones that make sense to come next. Let's see. I don't know why I have some of these here, but I definitely know I want this and this. And how does this one work? I think this one works like that, yeah. And what is this one? That. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 or something like that would be alright. A little set. And then these kind of are their own thing, I think. Sort of some old puzzles that I built off into something else. And I don't know which ones I want to keep and which ones I don't. Yeah. I think this one's something like, oops, something like this. No. It's like that. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, these ones get a bit sloppier and don't have much theme to them. So maybe this, 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 and this would go well together, those first three, and then this guy. So if we pull those down, those go pretty well together. Anyway, how are you doing, Corey? You working on stuff? Just chilling? Sunday evening? Mostly gonna cut these wires out, I think, for now. Okay, so yeah, setting this up like this is probably a good idea. I don't know what this final area is ultimately going to look like, other than the idea is sort of supposed to be like a Zen garden type area, and there's like a river or areas of, or body of water that passes through here. And I'm not sure how that will work, but I'll have to figure that out, because like the water kind of would go up here and through here and around, but if it's going like here, well, maybe it just goes around and then dips in here into like a little niche there. But this is all would all be water, and there'd be some little buildings out in the water. Let's see, so I gotta figure out which ones these are not liking that. Okay, because I had these all set up to require external power, I guess. $211, $51. So let's clear all of the power sources on these for now. Okay. Still got some null references. just because a bunch of these are built off of panels that I copied and pasted that were plugged into different things, and so now I gotta unplug them all, essentially. Is the stream still going? Am I like dead? Like, no? Okay, I guess it's fine. And 214. Okay. Well, what's the null reference here? It's the same null reference. Oh, I clicked 218. What's the problem? I mean, I should probably just make it to where they ignore if they're plugged into nothing. They just don't really care, but okay, so I think that will work now because I have this set of puzzles. Which are like this. And I don't know if I need this because this is essentially the same puzzle as that. But it might be okay. It might be too much. I'm good. Okay. Hello, dire goldfish. How are you doing? Hopefully I'm not, like, inaudible against drums. The never-ending drums. Okay, so this set just makes sense. Yeah, how you doing? Hanging in there. That doesn't sound great. It sounds like you're trying to hold together. This looks darker for some reason than the other. Not that it matters because it's just all temporary graphics, but it looks darker for some reason, which is weirding me out. It's weirding me out. I don't think it is, because I don't think there's any way that it would be. Anyway, so what we're doing is reorganizing this area because I added in a bunch of... I wouldn't necessarily say I added in new puzzles, but these multicolored ones here were not a thing before. So it was kind of all just like the ones down here where it's just like one color. So I'm adding in these multicolored things. There's still some over here that are like one color that use like locked tiles, so you can't toggle those and you have to solve them in whatever way. In this case, it's like that. But I'm redesigning the area because I needed to kind of introduce the colors and what they mean in a set of puzzles so that I could work with those if I wanted to. But then it's not quite clear whether you go for the like multi-dot puzzles here, where there's like these are more than one on each tile, like whether you do that with one color first, which is kind of what these are, but they're also a meta puzzle, or whether you go for the multicolors stuff first. So I kind of felt like in most cases where I'm not sure what you do first, I should kind of just let you do whichever one you want. Like if you want to go down here, you can. If you want to go up here, you can. So if like you figure this out, then great. If you don't, then you can go do this. And this will kind of head down into its own little alcove. So I think what should happen here is this should go around and there should be like some more puzzles down here. And then there might be another puzzle like this, possibly. Or I may just move this down here, but I don't know. That gets me like backdoor access to shortcut back to where it came from. That's my idea for now. Actually, I do need to keep it playing because I need to go look at these other puzzles that I've already designed and see which of those I want to keep. I'm not entirely sure which ones I want to keep. Some of them are good, some of them are not. Possibly. Okay, so these ones are sort of their own thing. What was I doing with this one? Okay, so that's like 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, well, that was easy. That was easy. I don't really know why I have this either. That kind of weirds me out. There's some reason why that's there that I'm not remembering. They're probably supposed to be all different colors, and I just didn't do that. That's probably what happened. Either way, I'm not so happy with that. This one's a little easier because it's just going to be like that. And then this one's more of a challenge, I think. That doesn't quite work. I sort of reached a dead end at the end there. I guess I need to do like that. So those aren't too bad, that one and that one. I don't hate those. They don't quite lead into anything. They're just sort of on their own. Then I had these where I was trying to figure out which I should do. This one was like a simpler one because it didn't have as many colors. So I didn't have to worry as much about the color blindness aspect. But having them be all different colors also kind of helps. Well, I guess they're not all different colors, but they're different enough. I don't really know what this is, other than it's just a hard-ish puzzle, I guess. It doesn't quite seem like something that would be enjoyable. See, I can deduce a few things here at least, so that's nice. Quite sure what I do there. Yeah, I don't remember how to solve this. This one I can probably solve. Yeah, this one's, I think. Yeah, that one's not too bad. So I might go that, and that, because those are not at least terrible. Even though there's not like a great progression there that I see. This one and this one are connected by the fact that they're all threes in some kind of pattern. So I guess I'll do that. Seems okay. I don't know if people decided to hang in there or if they ran off. But I hope everybody is doing great. It's Sunday. For whatever that's worth. Okay, so I think this is fun. Put this one down here. So this would be the simpler one. And then that one's a little more complicated. And then that one's such as it is. Good vibes, man. Yeah, we're just listening to Jamie play drums in the other room. Which is fine. Oh. Need a wall. Running out of space, all my areas in the game overlap. Because I don't have stuff in like different areas to where it could actually overlap and not be weird. I should probably do that at some point. I try to give good vibes. Try to make sure everybody feels good. Unless you're a dick. Then I try to make sure you suffer. No, let's see, where is... Well, the question is, can I do a puzzle? Or should I even do a puzzle to get back? Or should it just be like a door that opens or a bridge that opens in some way? When you solve those so that you can get back. This thing is too finicky about where it wants to be. Why is this at a weird spot? I guess because it was at 0.2 scale-wise. Doesn't really seem like it would matter, but... Oh, there we go. It's because I had a 0.2 on the snapping. That's the problem. Okay, so we're going to do this way. So that that's over here. And... So you've got to go down this path. It's kind of a roundabout way to do it. Because if you're cutting back through, I don't know which is less annoying, to have to like resolve this or have to go all the way down here and around. That's probably really more annoying, so. But let me think of if there's a good way to fix that. I guess the easiest way to fix it would be to move these like over here. Then we would put this like this. So there's like a little path there. And scene. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that looks okay. Prototyping out these areas, as you can see, is pretty involved, because you just gotta kind of decide where things are gonna be, and that's mostly why it's all just still gray boxed, because this area was perfectly done a year ago, maybe. But then I decided, oh, I'm gonna add this mechanic, and then it's like, well, we gotta rip this entire area up and rebuild it, because now I gotta add like 20 more puzzles based around that mechanic. And this area already has, like, an absurd amount of puzzles. Let's just say that. Okay, so that's better because that means you can go over here, do these. Then, like, that's gonna unlock... We'll have to reverse the order on these. But that'll unlock this, so you can do 1, 2, 3 there, and then that'll unlock that. So then your shortcut, such as it is, will be go down and over and around here. And so it'll be a little bit shorter. A little bit shorter, I think. I might be able to make it even shorter by making that wall like that. Yeah, so let's reverse the order on these because I think they're in the opposite order that I want them to be in, maybe? So let's add that there, so you have to do that first, and then that, and then that. And then this guy needs to have that. I need to set the doors, these like doors, to where they use the same wire system, but it's not a big deal for now. So then the way this should work, well, I don't know that this requires me to have solved that. Let me double check all this. I've already solved all this. Oh gosh. Let me grab my player. That is not the player. That is the camera. So let me grab my player here. I don't know why this position is so offset. That's very strange. Does that seem strange to you? It seems strange to me. The sprite's there and the player's there. I don't know what's up with that. But we're not going to worry too much about it. Because it can't be that important. It can't be that much of a problem. Anyway. Yeah, so that should not be solvable. Well, shoot. Question is, how am I going to resolve that? Well, maybe I should put it to where you have to go all the way down here to the right to do that, because then at least it would be off screen from here. And since I don't want you to be able to do it unless you can solve this, maybe you can solve that and get through here, then I want you to be able to walk down here and start on that one. So that's what I probably should do, is just reverse the order of these so that that's down on the other end. That won't matter so much later when I actually fix the panels to where you have to stand on a little pad to do them, because that's what I'm going to add. They're all going to work like these, like where you don't see a panel and then you stand on a little thing, and then a panel shows up. So they're all going to work like that, so you would just have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these little squares. So you could just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they could all be like right here. And so you could compress this many panels into much smaller space, because you don't need to see them all at the same time. But for now, because the game works in such a way that if you can see the thing, you can click on it, I have to make sure you can't see the thing. So yeah, so this would work like that. You do these. And I already forgot how to solve this one again. There might be multiple ways to solve this. I don't think so, though. Oh yeah, you can do it that way too, I guess. I hope this is like not... Okay. They're pretty similar, I guess, but not nightmarishly similar. This one might be easier actually than the other one, but they're of the same set in some sense. This one might be hard enough that I don't need to actually do anything extra. I mean, it shouldn't be so hard that if you don't think about it, you can do it. But the question is, like, this one kind of stands on its own as its own thing. So I don't know whether to make that optional. Sometimes I like to do that, but in any case. So that opens that, and then that gives you a shortcut back so that you don't have to do this guy every time. There's still something going on weird with the collision here, and I don't really understand what it is. There's something weird with my player, because the player's, like, not... Like, what is up with this origin here? Like, why is the origin of the player way over there? And then this is way over here. That kind of weirds me out. Shouldn't this be like 0 and 0 and... Like, I don't really understand what's going on with that. There's something weird happening with this player I gotta fix. I'm not sure what it is. Well, the box collider doesn't look weird, but for some reason it's over there. Like, I've got this origin over here. And I really don't know why. The player's in, like, the main scene, not in this sub area. But why is it offset so much? Like... Like, why is this the position? I really don't understand that. It's really confusing me right now. Why I have a transform little manipulator that's way over here and the player itself is way over here. I'm just extremely confused by this. Let me stick the scene alongside here. See what's going on. It's like the player origin is moving at a different rate. This is very strange. I'm like not entirely sure what in the heck is going on. It's like a weird bug that I'm not sure if it's relevant. Like, seems weird that it wouldn't be relevant, but at the same time, kind of matters. Yeah, the sprite's not moving, so that's at least right. But I really don't understand what's going on with this. Does it have to do with this stuff? Like the bound stuff? I don't see why it would. No, those are getting set like every frame. So there's that. Oh, that's utterly bizarre. If I get rid of the player, then I can hear some of the audio. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with the player, why it's being offset. It's kind of weirding me out. How long have I been streaming? I thought this thing told me. Oh, here we go. An hour. Trying to decide whether I'm going to call it for the night, even though I've only streamed for an hour, but I didn't necessarily plan on working on this much longer. I'd already been working on it for a while. But we got a little bit done. We got this like reorganized. There's something weird going on with the like collision detection there though, for some reason. Like I'm colliding with something that I shouldn't be colliding with, and I don't understand what that is. And furthermore, the player was in a weird position. Okay, well now it looks like it's right. So it might have had to do... Oh, well there's that. But that's normal. That's the camera though. It's not the player. So why is the player showing up in this weird position? That's not where they are. I'm not quite understanding that. But maybe we'll deal with that next time on Dragon Ball Z. And for now, just say that we're glad that it didn't crash, and we're thankful for what we have. So I think that's fine. I don't really know exactly whether that's the right idea to have this kind of go over here, because it feels like a lot of puzzles and also a lot of distance to traverse just to kind of get back. So I may end up doing like I did before and putting the shortcut right next to the long cut, such as it is, but since it's complex enough, it might be gated by this anyway. And then I can just put a door over here to this, but I don't know. Anyway, if anybody's still around, I would like to thank you for joining on this odyssey into game development. It's kind of a short odyssey. It's about an hour. But anyway, it was fun, and we got a little bit done, so that's good. So I will see you all around on the internet. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Let me click the end stream button. Bye.